Good morning, I'm Tammy Wardway from Faw Casson, Director of Entrepreneurial Services. And today I want to bring you highlights from the new act that was signed. I'll refer to it as the act, but technically it's the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021. And this actually comes with a pretty big price tag of $900 billion. It was signed into law on December 27th, 2020. So it is technically effective now, although really this is going to relate to 2020 when we talk about any of these elements. It's going to go into 2021. The biggest part of this act for our clients is the PPP. And yes, many of you are familiar with this term. We talked about it a lot early on in the year. A lot of people took advantage of that PPP. There are similarities to the original PPP, but there's certainly a lot of new circumstances around this second round, and that's what we're going to talk about today. $284 billion have been allocated for this second round of the PPP. And this time, though, you can only qualify if you employ less than 300 employees. So it's a little bit different, and the max loan now is $2 million. Here is the difference, though. This time around, you have to show a 25% decline in gross revenue. And you pick a quarter in 2020, and then you compare that to the same quarter in 2019. And then if you have that 25% decline, you qualify. Now, the new thing with the PPP too is that farmers now can qualify on gross revenue, and 501c6s can qualify. You're going to want to stay tuned to our future recordings because we're going to take a deeper dive into this PPP and how you actually calculate it. In addition, in the Act, business meals are now 100% deductible for 2021 and 2022. The motivation behind this was to really help out the hospitality and the restaurant industry. So that's for 2021 and 2022. The work opportunity credit has been extended through 2025. This gives employers a credit for hiring certain target of employees, and that's now been extended. The employer credit for paid family and medical leave has been extended also, so that's important, and we're going to talk about that later in greater detail. And the payroll tax holiday. A lot of employers didn't take advantage of this, but if you did, you now have 12 months as an employee to pay back that 6.2 deferral. You now have 12 months, the full year of 2021 to pay that back, whereas before it was January to April of 2021 that you were going to have to pay that 6.2 back. And of course, many of you already have heard about the $600 per person stimulus. There are certain AGI limits that do apply, so make sure you check your tax return to see if you're under those. Mortgage insurance premiums have now been extended to 2021 as far as being deductible. The medical AGI, or adjusted gross income, is now permanently at 7.5%. So that's important for taxpayers that have high medical expenses. And if you do experience a foreclosure on your primary residence, that typically would result in a forgiveness of income. But right now, that has been extended through 2025. So that is huge because that usually results in a big income recapture. But now through 2025, if you have a foreclosure, you will be forgiven that income. Unemployment, as many of you have heard, has been extended through March 14th of 2021. So that's a little confusing because there were several dates thrown out originally. That's a $300 extension of those benefits. And the rental assistance and eviction moratorium has been extended through January 31st of 2021. This was just meant to give you some of those highlights of the new act. Please stay tuned because we're going to go into a deeper dive on some of these elements, especially the PPP. Thank you.